everybody, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to discuss a super important topic. I know it's very relevant for many people, and I'm going to talk about how to stop comparing yourself. And just to be very clear from the beginning, I'm not talking the times when you compare yourself and you just want to learn from someone, but I'm really talking about the problems that people are mostly experiencing when they see someone else. They start to get envious, they compare themselves, and they feel bad about themselves afterwards. That's the kind of comparison that we want to let go of and that we want to stop. And today I'm going to get a little bit more into why we're doing it, where it comes from, and how we can actually change it very easily. So, when you're comparing yourself and you start to be hard on yourself because you perceive that person in some way, shape, or form more successful or better or more beautiful or just in some way better than you, it's because you are in an energy of lack and you have shifted your focus away from your own innate worthiness onto someone else, but also with this focus of lack. So really there are two things happening here. So you're overly focused externally on someone else. That's the first thing. And if you're doing that in an attitude of abundance and appreciation, that's okay. Yeah, you can appreciate others and you can look out on your reality and get inspired by others. But now that's not what's going on for you probably when you're experiencing troubles, when you're comparing yourself. You're probably looking out at someone and you're starting to feel envious and you're starting to feel bad about yourself, and that's not the kind of energy you want to be in. You're not only focused externally, but also, and that's the second and even more important point, you are in an energy of lack. And when you're in an energy of lack, that will be reflected back to you. So the solution here is to start and realize that, you know what, the real issue is not with that person. It's not how they're showing up, how they're behaving, how successful they are, how beautiful they are, how cool they are, and how much appreciation they receive. It's nothing about that person. It's about you and your energy. And when you can realize that, wait a second, my envy, my inner critic and everything that I'm telling myself right now has nothing to do with that person. It's all about me and my energy and how I'm talking to myself. That's when you get your power back. And that's when you can start to take responsibility again. Because you're realizing this is not really about that other person. It's not really something rooted in reality. It's something that is rooted in the external reality and something that is rooted within myself. And although this doesn't make the feelings go away immediately and it doesn't take away all those negative thoughts all at once and all your insecurities, it does give you some relief because you're realizing, you know what, I can change my thoughts, I can change how I talk to myself, I can change my skill set, I can work on myself, I can start to feel better about myself, I can start to focus on myself, I can raise my energy, I can start to be more appreciative, I can start to see that person as an inspiration, I can start to be wishing other people well and be happy for them when I see that they're successful. I can start to appreciate that what they're putting out there is giving me inspiration, is helping me grow too. I can start to relate to successful and powerful and beautiful and happy and loving people in a much more healthy way. And when you start to feel that all of this power is within you, and when you start to shift into that energy of abundance, then you are on your way of healing and you're on your way of getting rid of that negative pattern of comparing yourself to other people, being envious, and then feeling bad about yourself and maybe also about them. All the power lies within you, how you are talking yourself, and especially how you are feeling. And I want to take it a level deeper because chances are that you're not just randomly picking a person and then starting to feel envious. Chances are that the pattern is rooted a little bit more deeply, and it's rooted maybe in some part of you that feels low self-esteem and feels a lack of love and a lack of self-appreciation. And that's where I personally would start. You need to acknowledge how worthy you already are. And for that first step, I take my focus completely away from this other person. I just say thank you. Thank you for reflecting back to me how I feel about myself. And then I would let completely go for now of anybody else. I would not try first to shift my perception of everybody out there, because that's again just like a reflection of how you feel about yourself. Once you feel better about yourself, it's going to be super easy for you to appreciate all of the abundance that is out there, and to be happy for others, and to not see them as competition, because there is no competition for you. There's no competition for your true self. You're unique, you're worthy, you're special. Nobody else can copy you. Nobody else can give to the world or to anybody what you can give in your unique, specific way. And that's, there is no competition for you. And we need to realize that. When you're in that state, you need to realize that. And it's deeper than just changing a thought. Because even the thought that you're thinking of, I wonder what this person has that I do not have. I wonder why they're so successful. I wonder why they receive so much attention. These thoughts, if you try to change each one of them, that's kind of like not working at the root, because these thoughts are just a manifestation of you feeling unworthy and of you not feeling good enough. So we need to go deeper, and we need to start to take a look at your emotions. And that's where this becomes very, very easy, because you can really think of your emotions in terms of two categories, or of your energy in terms of two categories, to make it very, very simple. And that's you're either in lack or you're in abundance. And when you're in lack, no matter what you're gonna think, when you're in this lack energy, it won't feel great. No matter who you're going to look out to in your reality, they're not gonna make you feel great. Sometimes you might be envious, sometimes you might just be pissed off, or just be like frustrated about what's happening out there. But when you're in lack, you're not gonna feel great. And when you recognize, oh, right now I'm in lack, and specifically when it comes to comparing yourself to somebody else, I'm in lack and I'm envious of someone, you know that, okay, I need to start to feel better about myself, and I need to start to give myself more credits. Because that's precisely what's happening when you're envious of somebody else. You give them credits. And there's nothing wrong with giving them credits, but it's just not a healthy combination of giving somebody else credits while you're not giving yourself credits. It's just not balanced. You want to see that reflection, to see like, all right, I'm giving that person credits, and I'm not giving myself credits. Well, no wonder I feel like shit. Sorry, but no wonder you feel like that. It's no wonder. Because you deserve those credits, and you are receiving that signal of that doesn't feel right, because you should give yourself credits. You deserve to feel appreciated. You deserve to be seen and respected, and you deserve to be loved and also experience all of the abundance that you think that the other person has. Chances are that you're projecting a lot of the things that you want onto them, and they might or might not be true. It doesn't really matter, because your focus should be on yourself anyway. You deserve all of the abundance. You deserve everything that anybody else has too. You deserve that. And when you start to really feel that you are worthy, what you bring to the world is unique. How you show up is unique. You are special. You already are that. When you start to tune into that energy and into that vibration, you're going to see, first of all, from the inside out, you're going to feel your state is going to change. Maybe you're going to perceive some thoughts that tell you something else, and then you can just examine them. Okay, what are all the ways in which I'm telling myself that I'm not good enough? What are all the ways in which I'm not happy with myself, in which I'm thinking that I'm lacking? in which way am I playing small? Am I talking myself into a state of lack? Because that's really what you're doing. You're naturally abundant, and when you're experiencing lack, that's just when you're separating yourself from yourself by talking yourself into this lower energy. But this is not your natural state. Your natural state is a state of abundance. It's a state of appreciation. It's a state of self-love. And you just need to become aware of how you're creating that state of lack. And continuously keep to reaffirm to yourself that you are deserving, that you are beautiful, you are worthy, you are deserving of all that success that you desire. You are going to create that for yourself. You're capable. And when you start believing in yourself and really giving yourself that love and that appreciation, that's when something on a deeper level is gonna heal. And I want you to not do that only once or twice. You need to do that forever until it becomes automatic. Sometimes what happens is that we have this deeply rooted belief in ourselves that comes from our inner critic, and that comes from negative experiences we had in the past where we maybe didn't receive love and appreciation for a longer period of time, maybe as children or teenagers, and then that just becomes a deep-rooted pattern. And just as we build that pattern, we now need to break it continuously. So that means that you're not gonna try it one time and then you're gonna look out into your reality again and think, well, why am I still not feeling good enough? You need to keep the work up within yourself. You need appreciation every day. You need to love yourself every day. Just as in a relationship with someone else, you would show them love and appreciation every day. Yeah, I hope so. If you're in a healthy relationship, you want to do that. Also, when you build that healthy relationship with yourself, you show yourself appreciation every day. You reassure yourself every day. You talk in a healthy way to yourself every day. You don't just start ignoring yourself and then to look at someone else. That's as if your partner would start ignoring you and suddenly just give someone else attention. That's also not healthy. Yeah, you don't want to do that to yourself. You really don't. And you really want to make sure to shift the pattern at the root by recognizing that when I'm envious of somebody else, when I compare myself to someone else and feel bad, that's really just at the root. It's that pattern of I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy of whatever it is that I think the other person is worthy of, and that's why I'm feeling that way. I need to come back to myself, and I need to start to validate myself, to love myself fully, and to really acknowledge all the abundance that I have in my own life. That's really the root that you want to work on. Really cultivate that self-appreciation within yourself, that love within yourself. And that being at the core of this entire conversation, what is going to happen, and this is also another layer that you can practice, although this is the core yourself, your relationship with yourself is the core, you can practice abundance also on another layer, and that is, directly looking at the people that you are maybe jealous of or envious of, or in some way comparing yourself to, and you want to wish them well. You wanna be happy for them. And the reason behind that is you want to be happy for them because internally you're acknowledging to yourself, I'm happy for you. I'm happy for you because there is absolutely no lack in our reality, and I'm happy that you achieved something that you like because I want you to be happy. I want you to be happy, and you are gonna see that this is most effective. You can be most effectively be happy for someone else when you're acknowledging that the same thing is possible for you too, that you're also deserving of it. That's a beautiful balance of abundance. It's not healthy to just think that you're worthy of something and not wish it to someone else, or not think that somebody else should have it too. That's lack. That's when you're creating an imbalance in your reality. And also, the other way around, when you're just thinking that the other person should have it and you shouldn't, that's also an imbalance. Like you're putting yourself in an unequal position. You are treating somebody else as less or more deserving than you. And that's just not a balance. So when you're practicing to appreciate someone else, to wish somebody else well, to be happy for somebody else's success, maybe somebody else has achieved something that you also want to achieve, or that you're also working on, that this is a proof for you that it is possible. And by being happy for them, you're also saying to yourself on a subconscious level, I'm happy for the person because there's absolutely no competition. I'm not afraid that anybody's going to take anything away from me, because that's frankly not possible, because I'm living in this abundant reality. I'm full of love. I'm full of abundance. I am success. I'm successful. I am success. I'm just not afraid of losing anything, because that's not possible. I have already achieved everything that I need to achieve by being myself. I'm radiating myself out into the world, and I don't need to be overly focused on any numbers or any external validation, because I'm already accomplished. I'm already complete. When you feel that way, appreciation towards yourself and others flows very, very naturally. I personally wouldn't be too focused on what others are doing, because and then try to be happy for everyone when you are not happy with yourself, because I think that's not as effective. But you can play with it, and you can try out for yourself what works best for you. I think working on myself is always the best, or working deeply on yourself is always the best and most direct approach. But also, when you're seeing that envious thoughts come up and that comparison come up and not feeling good about yourself, you can play with the thoughts of how would it feel like to just, be happy for those people, to just wish them well, and to, just know that I do not need to compare myself. I'm inspired by them. I think I think you can do those both practices simultaneously, but simply do not forget to look at the deeper core of how you are feeling about yourself. That's really the root of this issue. And yeah, I think I've said everything that is to say here. Again, the reminder, you really, really are unique. You are special. You are just so worthy, and just so lovable, and just so worthy of expressing yourself in this reality. People are really, benefiting from you being who you are. You shouldn't be that other person. You don't need to be better or more advanced to be worthy. You don't need to be someone else. You don't need to change anything about yourself to be worthy. And when you truly start to see that, then those feelings of being not good enough, they're just going to evaporate. Yeah? Make sure to tell yourself that every single day. Being envious, comparing yourself is really not healthy. And it's not healthy, and that's because it's not your natural state. In your natural state, you don't need to be envious or jealous of anybody else. And if someone makes you feel a different way, if there are people who tell you that, then that's really about them. If somebody compares you to someone else, if somebody maybe tries to make you envious or jealous or criticizes you, honestly, that's not on you. Do not take that on. Know your worth. Know how worthy and how beautiful and how deserving and how miraculous you already are, and shine your light. Shine from that place of knowing and worthiness. And really, that's when miracles happen. That's when you start to really feel that completion, which for me is in a way a miracle, because when we are comparing ourselves to others, it's a state of like very low energy, and it just makes you feel very separate. I know how that feels, and I know it just doesn't feel healthy. And when we then try to overachieve, or try to maybe look a certain way, or just try to change ourselves and like manipulate ourselves and being a little bit more like the other person, that's just a way where we're trying to cope with the actual pain, but we're not really addressing the root. The root is addressed when when you see and realize in the moment, this doesn't have to take a lot of time, when you realize your innate worth. Not because you have developed or, outwardly, externally developed your skill set or the way you look or had some external success. That is nice to have, but that's not the actual thing. It's an internal realization that happens within you. That's a way of going deeper in yourself and realizing at a deeper level there was never, ever a reason for me to be jealous or envious or compare myself to someone else and feel bad about myself. There was never a real reason. This just comes from a place of lack and hurt. And I'm gonna stop this behavior. I'm gonna stop it by realizing every time I do that, I'm gonna become aware of it, and I'm gonna place my hand on my heart, and I'm gonna be really, really nice to myself, and just hold myself, embrace myself, and tell myself that I deserve better. I deserve to treat myself better. I deserve a more loving self-talk, and I'm gonna hold my hand, and I'm gonna go all the way with myself because I'm so deserving and I'm so worthy. You are so deserving, you're so worthy. Really be there for yourself. Start to show up with that presence where when you're comparing yourself, it's immediately a sign for you that, wait, I'm in lack energy and I deserve to love myself fully. I deserve that love. Really make sure to come back to yourself. Show up with that presence where you know you're divine, you know you're worthy, and you're not taking your inner critic seriously anymore, but you're really detaching from that voice and you start to soothe yourself into a state of self-love, self-compassion, honoring yourself, have self-respect, have self-appreciation. And from that state, no comparison will be needed. If you want to compare yourself in a sense that you want to learn from someone else, that's totally okay. But I would say that's maybe more a state of getting inspired rather than comparing yourself. So these are my thoughts. It's a longer than expected video, but I think this topic is really, really important. And I hope that you have a lot of success with applying the practice and the inner self-talk that I have been sharing. Thank you so much for being here. Have a beautiful rest of your day.